Hello guys, welcome to the part 4 of our Angular application using the .NET Core Web API as our backend. As you can see from the previous video, I actually made a very simple service, product service that spit out like a couple of products. But this bit here, obviously we tried to consume it using our Angular application, this part. So rather than just talking too much, let's keep it cracking. First of all, what we do is we will be inside our API. We open our startup.cs here. So we go inside our add course. So inside our add course, we add this options variable, and then we can say option. We can add a policy. Add policy. And our policy is to allow origin. So we set our origin to be allowed. So this will be use our builder to set our origin. So we can say our builder dot with origins. So we can set our origins. So because we will be using the PowerShell, so our origin will be very straightforward. So we come here. This will be we will just wait. So we just put our origins later on. But you copy this bit here, allow origin, and we paste it inside here, inside the use course. So allow origin. So this is what we've got for here for now. So before we go to the client side, we come back to the products here. As you can see, I've already added enable course and allow origin. So you can actually put the same here on top of the action. It doesn't really matter, but this is very important. So we could just make it better here. So the next bit is we come to the client side here. We open the project folder. We copy the project link. We open our PowerShell with admin privileges. So we set the current directory to our project directory. That's nice. So now we've got our current stuff up and running. So we come into the code. We open the source. So we come inside the app.module here. Here we will add one more stuff here. So here we import HTTP module from Angular /HTTP. So we can reference it here from the import side. So we can say HTTP module. That's nice. So we come to the app.components.ts. Here, inside the components imports, we add one more interface. This will be on init. And then we import one more stuff here. Yeah. This will be HTTP. We import it from Angular /HTTP. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. The next bit, of course, we're just going to remove the title for now, is we implement on init. So we can get on, you can override on init here. So here we'll just remove this unimplemented stuff. So that's nice. So the next bit, of course, is we add a constructor, and the constructor, and we add a private variable. We call it service. This will be HTTP. So as you can see, it's looking nice and simple. So the next bit, of course, is inside just after the class, we're gonna initialize. We're gonna add a new variable. We're gonna call it products. Products. We set it to an empty array. Right. So inside the on-init implementations, we call our service. So this dot service dot get. So we get. We subscribe to the incoming. So the get here, we get you get it from our program here, the test that we did earlier on. So this is the URI that we need. So we put it inside here, and then the subscription, it returns our results. So we can say this dot products is equal to results dot JSON. So we convert it to a products array. So we don't have the product here. I'm going to create it straight away. So we collapse this class here. We create a new class called products. So we will have a public products ID, which is a string. So it's a product ID. We have a public name, which is a string as well. And we got a public price, which is number. So we get our constructor. So we have our product ID, which is string. We've got our name, which is string. There we've got our price, which is number. So this product ID is equal to product ID parameter. So this name is equal to the name, and this price is equal to the price. So that's it for the product. As you can see, it's not very difficult. So now, as you can see, we've got the error. The error is disappeared. So the next bit, of course, is we go inside the app.components.html. So as you can see, we can just add our URL. So inside the URL, we've got our list. So we can put node ng4. So we can let products products of products, and then we can pass in product.name can even span You can say products dot price. So as you can see, it's not very difficult, but hey, the next bit of course is we come back to this bit, then we can write .NET .build. So I'll just pause it while it's being built, so that obviously it's gonna take a little bit of time anyway. Now we've got a successful build, so we can just run it. So we just .NET run. So we can just run it, but I'm just gonna pause it. Okay, so we've got the app running, so we just copy the HTTP one, not the HTTPS one. Copy the HTTP and we come to the startup and we paste it here. So this is what we need for here for now. We save it. So we come back here, so we refresh it so that it will actually be saved. So it's built, so we open a new tab and we paste the URL right here. So once we refresh it, so as you can see, we've got the products appeared. I mean, we've been able to make an HTTP request, received it on our Angular application, process it onto the client with no design. But obviously that's not what we're actually looking for. So obviously on the next page here, we try to make sense. We try to get a little bit more complicated. So fingers crossed, hold on tight, make sure you subscribe to the channel and catch up later on the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.